We're at DaMore Law Office in Burlington, and today we're going to talk to Peter DaMore to get some questions answered about the attorney's role in a real estate transaction. What do they do for the buyer? What do they do for the seller? Do you even need an attorney? So Peter, sometimes we have clients, buyers and sellers ask, do I really need an attorney? What does the attorney do in the transaction?
Well, in Massachusetts, a real estate transaction is considered the practice of law, so you do need an attorney involved. It's also important because in almost every transaction, the other party on the deal is also represented. So if you're a buyer, the seller is going to have an attorney, and that attorney is going to make revisions, add provisions to the purchase contract that you're going to be signing. So it obviously makes sense for the buyer to have an attorney as well to represent their interests.
Totally agree. We're also licensed in New Hampshire, and New Hampshire is not an attorney state, so there's a big difference. It's like the Wild West.
Yes, and I'm licensed in New Hampshire as well as Vermont and Maine. And in New Hampshire, they have a lot of title companies, but any client has the right to have an attorney. So if I have a client in New Hampshire, I will obviously represent them. It makes sense. Why not have an attorney when you can? If you don't, typically what happens is there's no attorney involved until one's needed. Right. And usually that's after something's happened or there's a dispute or an issue. So it's always good to have an attorney from the beginning so you can avoid that from happening.
I think when people hear the word attorney, they think expensive. What's this going to cost me? But I don't think they realize that it's completely worth the money.
True. If you hire an attorney to represent you on the sale or the purchase, usually you pay a flat fee. If you have to hire an attorney after you close because of a dispute, you're going to be paying hourly, and it could cost you a lot more money to defend a lawsuit or to pursue a lawsuit than it would cost to have that attorney representing you and educating you early on.
I think that's huge because people are always worried about the cost, but when they hear it's a flat fee, they feel a lot better. Just
make sure as a buyer you're doing your due diligence. When you're shopping for a home, you're making sure you're satisfied with what you're buying. Same thing with your attorney. You want to make sure you find an attorney that's educated, knowledgeable, priced reasonably or satisfactory in relation to what you're buying and the services that are going to be provided. If any issues do come up, they're able to be resolved quickly and inexpensively.
I mean, I even called Peter about baseball cards I was trying to sell. I needed representation for it.
And other than real estate, I do practice other areas of law. And just to give you a little advice, Paul, I would unbutton that suit jacket.
Oh, yeah. I don't think the jacket got smaller. I think my muscles just got a little bit bigger. Thank you for noticing that. I do feel a little bit more comfortable now. Thank you.
It's a very nice suit.
Thank you.
I feel like I have one that's similar to that, too.
I mean, I think we have similar styles, you know?
You have good style, I can tell.
At what point in a transaction does a buyer or a seller need to reach out to you?
As soon as possible. I'm happy to answer questions, guide them through the process, all the way even through the offer before they've signed anything. It doesn't hurt to have an attorney already on board with you before you even start the process, because things do come up. After the offer is accepted, I'll step in at that point. I'll go back, I'll look at the offer and explain what they signed and the consequences of what they signed, and then move forward and try and work through the rest of the agreement.
Thank you so much, Peter. We really appreciate you taking the time to meet with us.
You're welcome. Nice to see you.
You too.
Thanks.
We'll see you soon.
Yeah, Susan, I'll be right behind you. I just got a question for Peter. I'll be right there. So Peter, I got a call from an attorney about some pens that I allegedly took a couple of years ago. I need representation. Can you represent me?
You know I can't, because you took those pens from my office.
Was there proof of that, though?
We usually do give pens away one at a time.
Right.
Typically we give one to each client.
Well, you should probably say that properly, that says one per client.
Yeah, so you took 1,000 of them. If you'd just be willing to give us all the pens back, we could probably drop this.
If I had the pens, I mean, I would give them back. That's the problem. I just don't, you know.
Did you use 1,000 pens already?
Well, if I allegedly did take those pens, I would have given them as gifts to people.
Okay. Have you been selling these pens on the side?
No. Right. This is all in the up and up.
But I don't know, I've heard around town that somebody's been selling my pens.
I don't know. I can help look into it with you, though, if you need to.
Right, that would be helpful.
I can make a few phone calls.
I want to find out.
Sure.
A whole couple of my pens.
No.
Like $1 or $2 a piece. I only paid like 29 cents for them.
There could be a lookalike like me that probably did that. I got to think about this.
Yeah,
all right. I'm going to call my attorney then. I'll have him be in touch.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
All
Thanks
right.
for all the
I'll
info.
talk to you soon.
Appreciate it.
All right, bye.